Hello, beautiful beings. What a treat it is to be with you all today. So, I wanted to take a moment to tune in to the masculine and the feminine and what the third energy wants them to tune into and where these energies are taking us. So, just a general energy update as it relates to those on the path of sacred union. So we're going to start off with ladies first, ladies first. And we get a strong message of the chariot moving through. Now, what's interesting about this whole reading is there's a lot of similar cards coming up. I'm seeing this both with other readers that I'm listening to, with individual readings that I've been doing, readings for myself. There's a lot of really beautiful similarities popping up. So, what I see with this chariot is there is a lot of internal movement going on. So that's what we're really seeing. There's a lot of balancing of the internal masculine and feminine. And there's a lot of like this triad of like connecting the light and the dark, and really working with this triangle of presence. Now, in that, what I'm really seeing is there's a lot of movement. I'm really seeing with this card, it actually feels to me, it's like your Cinderella story is coming into being. This feels like the pumpkin and the chariot, like coming to pick you up. And not in a way that you're being saved, but you're really not even the initiation anymore. You're in the embodiment of coming into the story as it relates to the fairy tale manifesting. And how this looks externally is the Fool, the seed card. Okay, so these two coming together really feel it's this burst of sacred ancient energies being reawoken within the feminine. And she's really working to embody it, really working to embody both the earth and the sun and all of nature so that she can walk the path that is designed for her, as she crosses the thresholds necessary to enter these places moving forward. Now, so this is all in the present. So if you've been feeling a little discombobulated or like waiting for the story to pick up, I really think it's because we're all in those introductory chapters. We've gone through the initiation of the dead parent or whatever the catalyst, the loss was that maybe catalyzed you onto the journey. We've been with the longing and we've been in the service, and now we're at the part of the story where we tune into the service acts, and those start to get amplified as the longing gets stronger because things start getting magnetized in. And I really feel like this chariot card is like the gifts are coming to you and they're coming to you fast and furious. What's really beautiful about where the feminine is headed during this time is, internally, this is going to start to feel like the Hierophant. And what I see with this card, especially as it relates to this, to me, this feels like the embodiment. This is the attending of the ball. But it's not, it's not about the part of it's about the radiance that one amplifies within as as they're being ushered into their story. All right, so we're starting to live the things that we've been dreaming for a long time. Now the Hierophant, of course, is usually tells about marriage, traditional union, all of these things. So to me, this card really embodies like the embodied feminine, the one who's connected to light and dark, the one who has integrated both her masculine and feminine, one who embodies the pure essence of a spirit walking on earth, the divine human, as it's been called. Okay, so I really feel that this is the embodiment that we're coming into. Now, as we do this, and this this card is really even interesting to me, it is the Apprentice of Bowls. So this would be uh, the um, the Child of Cups. All right, and so what I'm seeing with the Child of Cups here, and is again, it's this embodiment of the higher self, of integrating these higher practices. I also feel like there's an external lesson coming through of acknowledging that inner child, acknowledging the wishes, the dreams, the hopes. I know Daniel Wilk of Harmonious Hearts has been talking about this as like ageless codes. And what I see within that is really that we are embodying a sense of timelessness. For me, it's bringing through this essence of the Fey realm and the parts of my consciousness that aren't even connected to this particular dimension, but bringing it all into this present moment. Because what we're really doing is working to embody the full spectrum of all that we've become so that we can live all of it now on this new earth. And the overall lesson for the feminine here is the magician, ginseng. This card has been coming up over and over and over again. I've seen it left and right. And what I really think that this represents, it's an embodiment of all of these magical powers, and it feels very resonant of these two cards working together, and the movement of this card. Um, so as we're working to embody the magician, what I really feel is like this being connected to the roots and being connected to the divine wisdom that tells us what to do with these roots, and so that we're constantly in this alchemical synergy, going up and down and back and forth, and we are the embodiment. Like, we are these sacred plants, and we are the one who knows how to use them. We are the one who knows how to dance with spirit. So let's tune over here with the masculine energies, and of course, please apply these to either your connection, your union, your internal energies, how you dance with the world. But what we're seeing going on with the masculine is quite interesting. So the first card that popped out was this Page of Cups here. And to me, what this really represents, and we do see there's a connection of sacred union. So uh, the masculine heart is being activated. The higher chakras of the masculine are really being activated. There's not a lot of grounding happening, and this is actually quite frustrating for them. It's very disorienting. Um, oh, and how interesting. So these would be the same card, right? So we have the page and the apprentice, right? So these are the same cards, okay? So this is a representative of connecting with the higher self. So the fact that the masculine is in this process, and this is the process that the feminine is moving into, um, if her internal work is doing this and his internal work is this, then what we're seeing here is that the more the feminine embodies, the more the masculine is going to be able, and her divine counterpart is going to be able to do this work and start to bring down these higher truths. It's going to believe that when pigs fly, is going to be able to tap into those abundance templates, and in that connection with this, with this divine union, there is a knowingness that all of this is connected. And I love that this comes like from the middle ground. I was just doing a meditation before this, and I really felt my solar plexus become very activated as it related to the realms of union. So what's also happening in this is like the feminine are having to embody themselves more and put themselves first, to trust their intuition, to trust their guidance, trust their knowledge. And the masculine is having to start to expand and trust her as well, as he recalibrates, because he can't quite trust himself. The way he did things before isn't working. And I'm noticing this even for myself within my own way of manifesting, emphasis on man, of course. But as I work and move through the world, the ways that I used to create and do things by force aren't working anymore. And I have to like really surrender to a deeper, more timeless flow, fully knowing that I am in the midst of the tale that I have been waiting so long to live. Okay. So the other card that came out with this is Temperance. Okay. And what's really, I feel like this guy and this guy might be the same, but this is a guy who's learned then how to balance this. So for the masculine, I think there's this process going out of becoming really ungrounded and then getting these really deep insights and becoming really embodied and whole in this. So this is all going on for the collective, right? And I'm sure that you're finding these mirror components that are connecting you within this realm as well. So here's what we got. We have with this, this temperance. It's kind of moving. It's dropping forward. Um, it's balancing these two polarities. Okay, so there's something that wants to come through, I think, with these two dancing together, because this is somebody who's not as he's a little more free and like enjoying the process, where this feels like a little more weighted. Um, this temperance card always reminds me of the devil card also in this. It's like, the fallen angel and then like the angel coming forward. So there's still like a little bit of like rugged around the edges kind of going on here of like of just like, can I really trust this? Is this what's going on? So, while temperance is a card of balance and finding balance, to me, there's still like a heady component that's kind of going on forward with the masculine here. Oh, which makes sense because externally this is showing up as the 10 of arrows, which would be the 10 of swords. Okay, so as we work with the swords energy, what's going on with the masculine is still like working through these mental processes, but is coming to a sense of completion with how they were previously navigating and hopefully moving into something new. So where is this taking the masculine? It's taking him to his beautiful empress. I love that where we're going in a lot of these readings has brought us right back to the feminine with the masculine in these components. And I do, with the feminine, I don't get as much about like the masculine feminine dynamic doesn't go on as much, but for the masculine, it's usually like coming back to female, coming back to partner, where the feminine just kind of feels just like come whole or not at all, or like looking over there checking in, but like I've got so much work to do that unless you can show up to embody and partner, I don't have time for that. And I think the masculine wants to do that for himself because that's what so many masculine have done for so long. However, that's not an option anymore. So all roads kind of lead back to their feminine counterpart. I think that's coming through for a lot of the masculine through ways of the community, coming through dreams. I'm actually going to draw a card on this and like what ways is the masculine being drawn back to the feminine during this time? I think there's probably a lot of synchronicities. I mean, it's no different than what the feminine has been experiencing, but I really feel hilarious. I really feel that the masculine is maybe getting hit a little heavier with it. That was maybe similar to when you went through your initiation. I know for me, when my initial initiation, of course, there's been many, but I was so overwhelmed. I wasn't into named angel numbers or, I'd always had vivid dreams, but it came on so hot and so heavy that everywhere I looked was, 333, 444, 1111. Like every time I looked at a license plate in front of me, my mileage, the clock, every new phone number I was given had, it was out of control. And I felt mad, stark raving mad. I was like, I'm losing my mind. I don't know what this is. I feel like the masculine are kind of going through that right now. And so it's like no matter where they look, they're always being guided back to you. And they're both delighting in this and then also like having this very weird process with it. So, and I want to know what's going on for the masculine within this process. How are they feeling about it? Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so that takes us to this Ten of Arrows too. So like this process is like it's a little debilitating for them. It's a little like um it's overwhelming, just as I described. And there's a heartbreak component to it because they may feel that they messed up about it. I'm going to get another card around this Nine of Swords. What are they sobbing about? What's the sense of regret? Um, Okay. So the three cards that come out with this Nine of Swords and the process they're moving through, the story would be justice, where maybe balance was offered to them and they didn't take it or they weren't able to see the true reflection of the time. And then they're having this burst of psychic awareness, crown chakra opening, of love in their heart, and they're still being offered this new beginning. Okay, and this takes us back over to the Fool. So all of this shows me that it's being like guided back to the radiant feminine who is holding down the balance, who is really doing the work. And I will say too, it's like in that it's not that like the feminine is showing up perfect by any means, but it means that the feminine's not running away from the connection anymore. She's not running away from herself. She's not running away from her purpose. It's like that there is a true sense of embodiment and balance going on for the feminine component. And so it's kind of like the masculine is looking at that and seeing it from, whether it was recent times or even the spark of the initial meeting, and kind of grieving and upset by the way that they may have shared themselves at that time. So again, like the feminine is in her radiance, she's continuing to connect to this higher self and flow. This is truly these two cards together, right? It's the Hierophant and the Seed. We've got the Sun, all right? And then we have this Fool card again, new beginnings, moving forth, really kind of finding that connection. Um, and I do really feel that that there's a lot of remnants of the new beginning here. So how this is showing up externally uh, for them, I asked for further clarification and I got the same card. So we got Three of Bowls, Three of Cups. All right. So what this tells me is that there is just so much communal support, communal integrity of really being lifted and seen by others. Maybe that means their friends are calling them out on stuff. Maybe it means that they're just finding more community with other sacred masculines. I know sacred feminines are finding each other more and more. I know that sacred feminines are finding other divine masculine, divine feminine, divine masculines are finding each other, but in light worker ways, so they can help and support each other through their path in this supported journey. I feel like there's a lot of connectivity with spirit. There's a lot of really coming together with community. So do not doubt the power of how the masculine is being reminded of your love right now, is the overall message. And I feel like this is also just a confirmation for the feminine of like, you are beautiful, you're radiant, and you are so brave to continue to stand up and stay in those sacred energies. Again, the more we embody, the more we inspire. And I don't want to get caught in, I think my Instagram algorithm has made me feel that I'm not magnetic and I need to sign up for every coaching program that ever existed. But what I'm really seeing in that is like, no, like we already have this magnetic magnificence, and we are embodying it. We're doing it. And you don't need anybody to teach you how to do that. You just have to keep coming back to yourself, coming back to the earth, coming back to spirit, and really doing this work and being clear in your intentions, being clear with all the levels of integrity and things that you're calling in as it relates to your union and as it relates to your mission as a whole. Okay, so I'm kind of like going out. Now we're coming back in. So the present moment with this, with the union energies, the collective union energies want us to be integrating right now. Is this internal Ten of Pentacles? So what I first heard when I saw this card is actually it's this continued release of the old world. It's a continued release of the American dream, the white picket fence. But in that, it's really embodying what the core value is of those things. Because on the surface, the way our communities are going to start to evolve, it's going to feel way better than anything that you could have ever imagined. And in that, you're going to embody a world that is full and of love and support and abundance. And we're really bringing through these codes. Like I see that this here, oh, I forget what it's called, but it's actually a sacred union symbol. As you start working with the union energies, you can actually go into this. Gosh, is it the tree of, no, I can't remember what it's called right off the bat. But really work with, if you can figure out what the sacred geometry is, work with it, put yourself in it, put your beloved in it, make a bigger one that you and your beloved can be in as well, and work with the sacred geometry as you're clearing out and cleansing out, because what you want to be is embodying the new communities that are coming through. So the external that's being taught with this is death, is sunset. So to me, it feels like the sun is setting on the old world, and we're really rising into this beautiful new placement. Um, did I draw? Oh, yes. For the masculine, I forgot. The overall theme for the masculine is cat's claw purification, which sits right in with what we were talking about, is they are really in the depths of the release. I almost want to say that like it's almost like they're in their initiation. Now, of course, to some component, they went through it with us, or whatever partner you were dancing with. I know that I had like an initiatory connection, and I've had many divine dances, and each one has brought forth a different component. So, whether we've all been on different levels of initiation at different times, but I really feel that like the initiation that the feminine was going through, um, for me, it was like 13 years ago, that the masculine is going through a speed version of that. So that's that cat's claw purification going on. And I really just like this, the colors of these and like how they kind of go together feels really in resonance. Um, so, okay. Uh, so yes, so we're moving with death. This is the setting the sun on the old world and moving forward. It's riding off into the sunset, right? I've seen this death card come out many times with these connections lately, and I really think that a component of it is also letting go of how things were and tuning into the parts of where the value system was connected and aligned, and really trying to look away, not through spiritual bypass if there's still some things you need to integrate or that are frozen for that time, or hurt that you need to release, or forgiveness you need to cultivate, please do. But ultimately, it's spending less and less time harboring on the what isn't working and really being in the embodiment of what is. Okay, so the medicine is looking away, from that which is not meant to be, that which does not match the highest timeline, the drama, the chaos, the fighting the shadow. None of that is embodied in the vision that we're working to cultivate. Okay, so where is this all headed? I ask for these sacred union pairs, and I got a really beautiful spread. So the first card that came out was this, which didn't bring me joy initially, which is the Five of Swords. But what I see with this Five of Swords is quite beautiful, right? It's like we've been through all these headaches, and it almost feels to me actually like this is the masculine kind of coming forward of like, okay. I know that like almost like a come to Jesus moment. And I've had this in different layers throughout the different connections I've been through, where the masculine does come forward with this self-actualization. And to me, that's really what this Five of Swords represents. I'm gonna um get one more. Is this what does this Five of Swords represent for the masculine here? Or feminine? Who is it for? Um, okay. Okay. So, yes. Okay. So, where is this taking us? And this card has come out so many freaking times. The Seven of Cups, all of the possibility. So to me, it feels like the masculine's like still in this process of like he's starting to see these higher, clearer truths. Like he's still kind of working through like how could this be possible? It feels again similar to this thing, but like even more awareness and like coming into being. So as we move into the Seven Cups energy, it's still this masculine process of like of trying to discern and decide, and is trying to almost logic his way through the intuitive guidance, and that's not quite working, and it's creating a little bit of chaos. I feel like we need more information still. Oh, what a journey. What's one more bit of how to be with this? Okay. All right, so then we have this Ace of Wands. So overall, the intuition is going to win. This fiery insight, the sudden insight, the dreams, the visions, the synchronicities. All of this feels really prominent and strong moving forward for the masculine. So it's like whatever process they've been in, this insight is going to start to move through, and they are going to be able to really work with that. Now, the card that came out along with it, also for further insight of where this is going or where this process is taking us, is the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so this really represents to me new relationship, new beginnings. It's the next step of this, right? So it's like we're working from this into this, and we're stepping into that new reality, that new beginning. We're creating this sacred space. We're walking our step, but the foot isn't quite grounded yet. There's still a lot that's being considered, that's taking into being. Now, the grounded reality of how this all looks is it's still there's a lot of union energy still coming through. And what I heard is the overall message is the dream. Okay, so the new dream is coming into being. There's going to be a lot of resting into this higher place of love, of embodiment, of understanding that we are on a path that is towards sacred union, and we are meant to embody that path. And Eight of Bowls is interesting because in a lot of or Eight of Cups, And a lot of times in decks, it's about like being in your own mastery. But in this deck, it's about two beings working together and like visualizing the new dream, seeing the fresh sunset, the new sunrise. It's this pair who's working and embodying this new earth. All right. So this is the embodiment of the new dream, is what I really see moving forward here. Um, and a lot of like, even this card that we saw, um which is this page of cups, which same as this, right? To me, it's like allowing this ancestral guidance to move through. It's coming back to our truest roots, and that's taking us back to like ancient times. I know for myself there's been a lot of work and presencing around um how a lot of stuff is getting disrupted in the external world. I don't really tune into that. It's like a weird movie that I'm like, nah, I don't watch that show. Um, but what I hear in the distance, and if that's where a lot of the collective is, what I ultimately see going on is that disruption is occurring so that everything is getting shaken up and shaken out, because we're really like we're clearing the way so much that we can step forward and really be so extra joyful in all that we're about to see bloom into our world. I'm going to get one more card. I know this video is getting a little long, but sometimes we just have to go to these places and be present with all the things. Okay, that's a lot of cards that popped up. One more card to sum up our. Okay. So the one more card that popped out, that wasn't just a pile of them, is the Wheel of Fortune, the harvest. Okay, so this is a good indication that we're about to really move into. Oh, well, look, we have the seed, and then we have the harvest. Okay, so and in between we have the sunset, right? Okay, so yeah, the sun sets and the harvest comes. So again, keep doing that work around release. Really try to stay out of any energies that feel like old stuff, and if they come up, really be in a presence of transmutation with them, and let's harvest the dream, y'all. Let's embody this beautiful dream. Let's harvest it. Let's move into sacred union, both within and within our physical world. This feels really strong and really exciting, and I'm so grateful for the journey that we've been coming on and how everything's been ramping up. And I really just want to celebrate all of you for your presence on it, and how hard you've been working. We all have. So please reach out if you need some support. I love doing one-on-one sessions, and you can just send me an email, Haley at prismhealers@gmail.com. Prismhealers@gmail.com. Just send me a message. All right. Have a blessed day. Aho.